Hi everyone! It's our first cake talk of 2016. Woohoo! Okay, I shot a really great cake yesterday and I'm going to shoot another one today, so I'm really excited. But let's get to it. There's literally almost 300 questions on my Instagram. So I'm going to try and be really efficient today. Okay. This is actually a question I get a lot. It's from AMRX_S on Instagram. At what age did you start baking? I started baking probably around 10 or 12. I can't quite remember. I used to bake with my dad. My dad baked a lot. So I started baking then, not cake decorating, but just baking, simple baking, and I've loved it ever since. Okay, I'm glad somebody asked this question because I can't believe how appropriate it is. It's from alex.luft. Can you do an anti-Valentine's Day cake? Done and done. You will see it next week. I'm very excited. Don't worry, I am doing a pro-Valentine cake too. So yes, there's 2 Valentine's videos coming up. Okay, next. Oh my, this is not a question, this is a fact, I guess. This is from Jessie_Turner85. Just so you know, you have more followers than Paula Abdul. What? How is that possible? Opposites attract, straight up. Paula Abdul was one of the first tapes I ever had. Love her. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Okay. Wow, this is a good question. It's from Izzy Mitchell. I absolutely love all of your videos, but I was wondering, what tool in the kitchen do you think you wouldn't be able to live without? Wow. I have to say it's probably a really simple tool, and it is a serrated knife. Because how do you layer cakes without a great knife, and carve cakes, more importantly, without a great knife? So I'm going to say serrated knife, but there's a lot, but that's what I'm picking today. Okay. This is from Georgia.love02. What has been your favorite cake that you've made? Wow, so many. I loved making book cakes. I love making book cakes. I once made a barrel of ice wine grapes. I love that. I think I have to redo that on how to cake it. I really loved making Bob. He wasn't helpful, but I loved making him. There's been so many. I feel like almost everything I've made on how to cake it is my favorite, even the ones that aren't decorated with fondant, like the cake au lait. I want to eat a piece of that right now. Okay, so next, let me go to the screen. I can't keep up. This is so much. Okay, this is a good question. This is from Kayleaf Christian. When do VIP members get to see the next How to Cake It video? VIP members get to see it Monday night, so the night before it airs on YouTube, which is Tuesday at 11. The time isn't always the same. Sometimes it just takes a lot to edit and get it all ready, and there's so many of you on the list just to email it to everybody. So it's the night before, Monday night, VIP. Okay. Next. Oh yes, I was a little bit late. I was about to read this question from Jessie Barr. Is this live yet? I'm not sure if I have connected correctly. No, it wasn't live. I was late. It took a while to load. I don't know why, but I apologize. Okay, so, here's another question. This is from Sarah Koss_10. Will you ever come to Ireland? Please, I would love to come to Ireland. I would love to go to every country in the world. And see the map behind me? Put pins wherever I've been. I want to go everywhere. So, here's a good question from Mel_8659. What is the highest tier cake you have ever made with dowels? The highest amount of tiers I've ever made is 6. That was a long time ago, but I believe that the bottom tier was actually a faux tier. because it was for a bride and she just wanted it to be tall, but she didn't actually need that much cake. So that is the highest number of tiers. I'm trying to use my mouse to move my iPad. This is how good I am. Okay, let's find another question amongst all these questions. Oh, I guess this is about Rubik's. It's from Priya and Shu 6487. Is it necessary to color yellow cubes? Like, can't we just leave and apply fondant? Yes, you don't have to color the cake inside if that's what you're asking. You can just make it in layers. We just thought it would be a cool play on how to solve a Rubik's Cube because I can't solve a Rubik's Cube. My Rubik's Cube used to be the type of the stickers, so I would just peel them off and move them. And then eventually you can't even solve it because all the colors are in the wrong place. So I guess that didn't help my game. But no, you don't have to color the cake inside, that's your choice, but visually it looks great on camera and it was a great ending to the video. So that's what I did. Okay, here's an idea. Here's a great question. Sorry. This is from Ellie Rayward. I tried dyeing fondant black, but it just went really sticky. What should I do? Yes, anytime you're dyeing fondant a really dark color, it changes the consistency because you have to add so much food coloring. My first tip is to dye your fondant well in advance of having to make your cake because it does sort of come back. My second tip is adding some CMC or Tylose powder to the fondant to help it get that consistency back and to sort of help it stiffen, not go hard, but stiffen a little bit. My third is, if you can, to buy pre-colored fondant. So since pre-colored fondant entered the market, it's been a real help because it saves your hands from being dyed. And they already add all the adjustments, so it's the right consistency and a nice deep dark color, especially if you need a lot of it. Okay, next. Oh, I was going to answer the same. This was from Heart Samaro. She asked the same question about coloring fondant and it becoming sticky. So I hope I just answered that. Okay, this is from TT or _May 13. Do you make your own fondant or do you buy it all? Have you ever tried marshmallow fondant? What do you think works better? I do not make my own fondant because I would be making fondant for days. Also, it can be kind of hard on your mixer if you constantly make fondant. So I just use so much and it is readily available to me. So I buy fondant. I buy dark colors pre-made and I buy white and dye it myself as well. I made marshmallow fondant once years and years ago. It's not my preference. I understand that some people have a hard time finding fondant and so then that becomes the easier thing to do. But for me, since this is my job, buying fondant is the easier thing to do and the more efficient thing to do. So, next, let me go back to the screen. Okay, here's a good question from Sean Barrett. Do you make your cake t-shirts for guys, as all the ones seem to be for females only? We are working on that, Sean. We are working on t-shirts for men and t-shirts for children as well, because we get asked that a lot. And I'm so happy there are guys out there who want to wear my cake tees other than my husband. Yay! Okay, next. Oh, this is from Demetrius Kakis. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I butchered that. Okay, but good question. Do you have a good recipe for cream cheese frosting, especially for red velvet cakes and cupcakes? I'm not sure what cupcakes is. But yes, there is a cream cheese frosting recipe on my website. You can just go to howtocakeit.com. You can just click the little search icon and write in cream cheese frosting. What did I use it in? I used it in Cakearoni and cheese. And I know I used it in something else. I just can't recall. I love cream cheese frosting. It's great in a layered cake. It's not the strongest for a sculpted cake, but if you're just making a nice round cake, it's delicious. Okay, So next, oh boy. Okay, this is a good question. This is from Lisa Carlton. Hi, Yolanda. How do you stop your Italian meringue buttercream from splitting when you add color to it? My Swiss meringue buttercream always splits when I add gel coloring, please. P.S. I love your perfectionism. Thank you. I have a ruler collection too. Yay! I'm going to tell Jocelyn that I am not the only one. I knew it. It's me and Lisa. Yeah, it can be difficult when the color is dark. I love Italian meringue buttercream. I find it a little stronger than Swiss meringue, although it is more complicated to make. That's why I always choose Italian meringue. I just add the color slowly and always make sure that the buttercream is fully room temperature. I find if it's cold at all, it already has that consistency where it looks like it's splitting and then you're adding liquid to it. Sometimes I find it easier to add color with a whisk as well, especially if I'm adding a lot of color. And I also like to add my color in advance. So if I make a batch and I know I need it colored, I'd like to do that ahead of time and then give it a moment to rest before I use it. Okay, here we go. This is from Nova Attila. I love that name. I've never met anyone named Nova. Okay, which brand of food coloring do you prefer, Wilton or Americolor? Which one is better? I tend to prefer, I use a lot of Wilton. I do. I've pretty much tried all of them. Wilton is most readily available to me. Wilton Ivory is probably one of my most used food colorings ever. I use it for everything. I even use it to dull other colors, and I paint a lot with it. So yeah, I like the consistency of it. I like the color range. I'd love to make my own color range of food coloring. That is the truth. I would love to do that. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Okay, this is from the PW927. Hello. I love your channel. I have half my family and friends watching, working on the other half. Thank you. Wow, that is devotion. Your chocolate cake recipe is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. That wasn't a question, I guess, but I read it because it was fabulous. Okay, next. Oh my God, somebody just could. Oh, Emmy! Hi, Emmy. It's true. I have more followers than Paula Abdul. Oh my God, everybody. Like, can you go watch the Rush video right now with Keanu Reeves? She deserves more followers than that. That was actually the first song I ever slow danced to. Bit of personal information there. Wow. Hi, Vidya. Oh, every week you're here. Hi, how are you? You're not late, you're here. You had finals. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at tests. I'm a procrastinator, so I feel your pain. Okay. Oh, here we are. Wow. This is, okay. Hi, my name is Sadie, and my 22nd birthday is coming up, and I want to take a cake in for my childcare classmates. Have you got any cake suggestions? Wow. How about an award? Because if you work in childcare, you deserve one. My son goes to a program a couple times a week, and I'm just amazed every time I drop him off. I think, wow, these women are in here with like 10 of these little people. This is incredible. So how about an award? Because you deserve it. Okay, Vidya. Good question. Can I use milk instead of heavy cream for making ganache? Unfortunately, no. You need the fat content to make ganache, and that's why it's heavy cream. And basically what happens is ganache is kind of the closest thing to melted chocolate. The cream just stops it from solidifying, because if you were to ice a cake with pure melted chocolate, A, it'd be really difficult, and B, it would become rock hard again. So ganache is the closest tasting thing to pure melted chocolate, which is delicious. Okay. Next. Okay. Wow, these questions are pouring in, and I can't keep up. So that, oh, here's a good one. This is from Gearhead John 91. How do you keep your cake pans from getting ruined when washing? Mine always lose their shine and get all ugly. Boo. I have a feeling, are you using non-stick pans? Because I can tell you that most non-stick pans, after a lot of washing, if you use them a lot, that non-stick finish sort of peels off and flakes off. I don't bake with non-stick pans, and that helps a lot, but they do lose their shine. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. They lose their shine, but it's important to keep them clean and get all the cake crumbs out of the corners, especially in a square pan. I can't stand washing square pans, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, next. Okay, I get this question all the time. There's another good question from Jasmine Neverson. Are we ever going to see Mr. Cake? Mr. Cake was in one episode. He was in the Pinata Cake. Of course, I'd love to have him back. It's just our work schedules don't work out sometimes, but I think he will return this year. Okay, next question. This is from Rose Brown. What kind of cake pans do you prefer? It looks like you use 3-inch high pans. And are they aluminum? Uh-oh. This is too much for me. Oh my God. Okay, or something else. Love your channel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aluminum, yes. Yes, they are 3-inch high. If you go on howtocakeit.com and you go to my parcel shop, you could see the pans that are closest to the ones that I use. The ones I use are a Canadian brand, and we haven't been able to find a link that sells them worldwide, but the link we provide they're pretty much the same pan that I use. Next. Okay, hi Yolanda, Sophie Mansa. Hi Yolanda, hi Sophie. I really love your show. I was just wondering, for your technical cakes, do you invent the techniques yourself or take inspiration from others? Things like the malacabos, etc. are such a cool idea, and I wondered where they came from. A bit of both. I invent a lot, especially when it comes to like the carving and the way I execute the cake. That's all just sort of my mind and going through it and experience. So sometimes thinking, oh, I did this cake that way years ago, maybe I'll do it like this, or I like that, I'm going to do it again. And sometimes they are inspired. I love Pinterest. I love Pinterest. So sometimes I see things online or on Pinterest that are, maybe they aren't even used on a cake, but some kind of other baking. I've also worked in 2 bakeries for a long time when I was younger. And so we did a lot of things there, like that marshmallow thing. We did that there. We did it differently. We used to do it like on a slab cake and then just pull it across and write Happy Halloween. So I thought it would be really cool wrapped all the way around a cake. So yeah, it's a bit of both. Now, next. Okay. This is from Kiki S. Hey, Yolanda, I love your cakes and your channel. I live in Toronto. Yay! But I'm not sure if you're in this area, but is there any way you can make a cake for my 7-year-old's birthday? Love you. Yes, I'm from Toronto, but unfortunately, I'm no longer taking cake orders. I basically just can't keep up. We pretty much film every week, and between filming, we're doing social media and working on other projects that we're trying to get out there, and I have a toddler. So yeah, and then I need to sleep. So I basically have pretty much stopped taking cake orders because I've been overwhelmed since How to Cake It. Obviously, a lot more people know who I am now, and so I just get, my inbox is flooded with requests for cakes, and unfortunately, I can't take them. So I apologize. And happy birthday to your 7-year-old. Next. Wow, this is a lot. Okay, hi, my name is Pla. I hope I said that right. I'm your friend from Bangkok. I've been to Bangkok. Okay, I love you so much, and I really enjoy watching your videos. It makes me feel happy, and you always, no, uh-oh. When comments get added, it moves as I'm reading. It makes me feel happy, like you are always in your videos. Thank you. That's one of the best compliments and messages I get that I make people feel happy. I get messages from people who say when they're feeling down, I make them feel happy, and that really means a lot to me. In fact, yesterday here in Canada, we had something going on, a hashtag called Bell Let's Talk, and it's basically a media company that supports mental health issues, and every time you tweet about it and talk about it, they donate money to this cause. And that's sort of where I'm personally affected. Ever since doing How to Cake It, I get so many messages and comments of people telling me that I brighten their day or make them feel better, or I've had people say that they have depression and they love to watch my videos, and that makes me feel really great. I do try to be really positive and not let things or people get me down, and to just do what I love. So that honestly makes me feel so happy if I make you happy. Thank you. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Okay, hi. This is from Jeanette. Oh, I cannot keep up. This is, where did she go? Jeanette Irasable. I hope I said that right. Hi from Spain. Been to Spain, love Spain. Your channel is so amazing. My husband and I watch it every week. He loves your BB-8 cake, and now he wants an R2-D2 one for his birthday. Whoa. Any advice in that challenge for me? Yes. Be patient. Study R2-D2. He has a lot of, there was an R2-D2 in my BB-8 video. He has a lot of buttons. He also has those arms that come out. Yeah, be patient. I think there's probably a few examples of R2-D2 cakes online for sure. So study it, think about how you're going to do it, mix your colors in advance, and good luck. You're a good wife. Good wife. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is great. This is a great question. This is from Jasmine Neverson. Again, why do you eat all the pretty cakes instead of putting them on display? Well, I was on a TV show called Sugar Stores that was here on Food Network Canada and also played in other parts of the world. And what we did was I made cakes, and my partners, we also made sweets, and we created a whole sweet table display. And often on that show, the cake never got cut. We would present the cake at some kind of a party, and the party goers would be there, and they would dig in and take bites of everything on the table. But often the cake never got cut, and we got a lot of comments asking if the cake was real. And because there were so many other elements on the show, like our relationship and the other baking and us setting up, you didn't get to see as much of me making the cake as you do on How to Cake It. And so we got so many questions about the cake being real. And I think, I would say for the first 3 or 4 episodes of How to Cake It, I never ate the cake because that was never an intention. And we started to see those comments again, and Jocelyn was like, I think you need to eat the cakes. So that's why I eat the cakes, to prove that I'm not cheating. There's cake inside. You can do this. It doesn't just look good on the outside, but it tastes good on the inside. And then the other part of it is you can't really put cakes on display per se because, well, they'll go bad. And the warmer they get, the more they'll start to collapse. So there is a bit of an issue. But they don't get wasted. I give them to family. I give them to friends. I give them to neighbors. I give them to a lot of, sometimes my father-in-law takes it to his huge office at work. So they never, ever get wasted. No, there's no shortage of people who want cake. So here we go. Next question. Oh, I need to stop singing. Okay. This is from Jessie Barr. When did you sell your cakes and how do you price them? Okay. Yeah, pricing cakes can be difficult because this is an art form and it takes a long time, but it's not something a lot of people realize. Even if you watch a how to cake it video, you have no idea how long it actually took me. In reality, you know, I shoot for 14, 15 hours making these cakes. And then you watch a 12-minute video. So it takes a long, long time. And that's not even including baking and making my fillings and coloring my fondant. I do that all the day before I shoot. So you need to keep in mind how much your ingredients cost. You need to keep in mind your time, and you need to charge accordingly. And it can be really hard because, to be honest, in cake decorating, a lot of people don't want to pay what it's worth. So it's a long road, it's a struggle. It depends on where you live. It depends on how much competition there is. It's really, really difficult. And this is something cake decorators talk about a lot. It feels like you really just can't win. So I feel the struggle. I have been there. Good luck. Okay, another question. Oh, okay, no problem. This is from Joseph Design. Hi from Venezuela. I just need a hello from me, Joseph, and my friend Maria. Hi, Joseph and Maria. How are you? Next. Oh, I love this question. Jack Coles. How do you stay in shape? Thank you. I don't feel like I'm in shape. I definitely believe in balance. I'm always going to eat sweets. Cake is in my life. Cake is a food group to me. So with all my other meals, I try to eat healthy. I love veggies. I love salads. I try to eat healthy. I have a green juice today with ginger that I'm going to keep in the kitchen with me and drink while I'm caking. So I try to just like counteract that. One of my goals for 2016 is actually fitness, which I told you in my fitness video. Yeah, I'm gonna get my friend Derek Friday to help me out with that, but I haven't started yet. It's because I have a knee injury. That's not an excuse. It's because I tore my cartilage in my knee, so I have to rest it for a little while. But I plan on exercising because it's good for you. Next. Okay, this is from Muriel Torado. How did you carve your cake? That was so amazing. I'm so inspired by your cakes. I'm too young to do that, but if I get older like you, I can do that. I love Yolanda. Oh, thank you. I just carve with patience. I have a lot of practice, but it is very hard. But I enjoy doing it, and that's why I think it shows. And when you get older, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you different. Just work hard. Okay, next. Oh my gosh, it's 9:30. Okay, okay, let me go back to Instagram. I feel like I've been... This is from Mercedes Green. What happened to the minion cake? Are you guys still pals? Well, I think we're pals. Even though I took a bite out of his head and eventually we ate the rest of him, he is here in spirit, Bob, and we are friends. Next. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a good question. It's kind of scientific. It's from Insta Malin. Hi, Yolanda. What does the order of putting the ingredients of the cake in the mixer do for the cake? For instance, cream the butter first or putting everything in at once? That is an excellent question. I probably don't have the right answer. I can tell you that beating the butter and sugar adds a lot of air to the cake. That's why you beat it and you get it light and fluffy and it becomes a different consistency, and it also becomes very delicious. And then generally the next step is eggs, and then generally the next step is sort of some mixture of dry ingredients and then a wet ingredient, whether that be milk or buttermilk or water, hot water and cocoa, whatever it might be, sour cream sometimes. I don't know, but there is definitely a method, and there must be a scientific reason why it works. I actually want to do a collab video with ASAP Science so we can discuss the science of baking, because I want to know too, and I want to be able to answer you. Okay, next. Okay, I think I can only do one more. I'm so sorry because I have to go make cake. Guess what? Okay. This is from iman.f.q. How long does it take you to come up with an idea for a cake? Some of them are ideas I've had for years and always, what is this? Some of them are ideas I've had for years and always wanted to make, like watermelon, Walter. I've always wanted to make a watermelon cake. I've never had anyone order one. I've never been able to convince someone to get one. And so, because I've had a cake and I just made it. Sometimes it's just something like walking past all the watermelons in the supermarket and noticing how everyone has a different pattern, and they're so pretty and they're so delicious. And they're so visual. Like when you cut inside, it's almost like, unveiling a secret, because you can't tell if they're that good. And then when you cut in, you're like, yes, this is a good one. So I'm inspired by everything around me. Now I have like all these great viewers who write to me and tell me what they want to see. So sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes if we're trying to think, okay, it's Valentine's Day, what should we make? Sometimes it takes a long time because we want to make things that are different and we want to stand out. And I also want to make things at times that I know a lot of you can make. So my pro-Valentine video this year will be something that I feel everyone can make. And it's actually kind of a throwback to my first video, because that video will air right before our anniversary, which is February 10th. I can't believe that. Okay, so that's cake talk. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go make cake with Jocelyn and Sasha. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.